guys, it's Megan. So today I wanted to give you guys another finance type of a video, and I'm gonna try to do these as topics come up in my life and just get inspired by that and talk openly about whatever is currently going on in my mind about finances or just different things that have to do with that in the present day. So I think that that will keep me inspired and keep ideas coming, because if I just have a list and I never think about what's actually going on in my life, I'll run out of ideas really quickly. So recently we filed my taxes, and my dad is so unbelievably helpful, and he'll definitely have to teach me how to do my taxes, but he is so great and filed my taxes for me, and I got a really nice tax return because I put so much money into my student loans, and apparently that is tax deductible or something. I don't really know how this works, but I got a nice tax return this year, and in the past I definitely took advantage of that return money and bought stuff for myself that I really wanted that I wouldn't be able to with my typical pay, because I didn't have a salary before. So just anything I made, if I got extra, I would find a way to spend it. So I wanted to let you guys know how I spent this year's tax return money, because I was really proud of myself. So the moment I saw it was deposited in my account, I put it straight into my student loan savings, and that amount of money to put extra towards my student loans is so amazing, and I never would have thought of that before. Honestly, I just never prioritized savings and student loans especially, and I just didn't understand how much happier I would be knowing that I'm working hard to pay off those things and not be chained down by them in the future. And I just have so much motivation to dive right in, pay them as fast as possible, and just not have that burden anymore. And to be able to put an extra lump of money towards them to pay them off even faster feels amazing. So this inspired me to want to tell you guys, if you get a good tax return or anything, and I know not everyone gets a tax return every year, sometimes you have to pay extra, which is annoying, but if you get a good tax return and you are able to put that towards a debt that you have or a goal that you have to pay for, or if you just have different types of things that you need to put money towards, try to do that as opposed to going out and buying a tangible object, unless you need that. And of course, do what you need to do in your own situation in your life. But if you are able to put money towards a debt, especially a debt, that will just be so amazing, because when else do you really get a large sum of money, or a sum of money at all, in addition to what you normally make month to month, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever it is. So I was just really excited about that, and that paid for the minimum of what I am supposed to pay each month, but I pay double or more of that, which I'm super happy about. So this, I'll be paying triple what I normally would have to pay if I just paid the minimum. So I'm really excited, and I did get a question on my last finance video as to why I have a savings account for my student loans. Why don't I just pay it off when I get the money? And so I did want to explain that, because I didn't really think of that as a question, but it does seem a little weird. Why would I put money into a savings account when I could just pay it right now? But what I do, because I only have to pay that once a month and I get paid bi-weekly, I'll put in the amount of money that I want to put in that paycheck. So I put half of what I'm gonna pay at the end of the month. So I put half of that into my savings account, and then when I get my second paycheck, I put the other half, and then when it's time to pay the bill, I take that out of my savings account and I pay my student loan payment. So that just helps me keep it separate. I could just keep it in my savings account, but it helps me not see it in my spending account. So then I don't see that money. It feels like I don't have it. It's put towards something else. And that just helps me a lot. That I'm a very out of sight, out of mind type of person. And when it comes to money, that is crazy helpful, because if I don't see it in my spending account, it's like I don't have it. It's not something that I know that I have to spend. What I have in my spending account, that is what I can spend. And anything else, it's like it doesn't exist. Even though I know it exists, I'm really proud of how much I've saved, but just to know that it's not in my spending account where I might feel a little tempted to spend that money, I just put it in my savings account as soon as I get my paycheck deposited, and then when I have to pay the bill, I put it back into my spending account. So when they cash the check, it comes out of there. So I hope that makes sense. And so I just put in the tax return straight into my savings, and then when I get to pay the bill, when I get to pay the payment, I'll move that plus what I normally pay into my spending, and then they'll cash the check and I'll have to pay way less than I would, because I would have to save like half of what I normally pay for each month. That's how much I'll be able to put in extra. That's amazing to me, like crazy, crazy amazing. And I also got a question on like if I make YouTube money and how that gets like involved with my spending and my saving and stuff. And I do get paid for my YouTube videos. If you have pretty much seen anyone's YouTube video, there's ads either at the beginning or like a little like bar at the bottom that's like a text ad, or even on the sidebar. So those are different ways that Google will pay YouTubers for having people watch their video. And you pretty much make like nothing. Like it's very, very minimal what you get. Like each time someone watches it, it's like a penny or something. So it's not really that much money, but I do get paid for YouTube, which is incredible. And I'm so fortunate to have a hobby that does like create a little bit of extra income for me on the side. And so what I do with that, and what I would suggest with anything that you are just making on the side, like whether you sell on eBay or you sell like on an Etsy store, or maybe you have like a part-time job or like a little side gig, always, if you are able to, like I did with my tax return, put it towards a goal that you have or towards a debt. And I didn't always do that with my YouTube money. Like I would think, wow, look at this extra money, let's go shopping. And because my mindset is so different now, I think of that money as a way to quicken the process, like make the process go quicker to save for something more important, or pay for a bill, or pay for my student loans. And that is really much more important to me than getting more stuff. And now that I'm talking to you guys about this more, I feel like I don't have to buy so much stuff, because I did definitely use YouTube as an excuse to buy more things that I didn't need, because a lot of times in the beauty community, you're always talking about the newest and the latest and the greatest, and there is a sense of competition with who will be the first to talk about different things. And even though I don't do a lot of reviews or anything like that, it was something always going on in my mind that I wanted the newest thing, or at least to look at the newest thing and see what it was all about. And I'm not a person that really gives into hype very easily. I never have been, but it did encourage me to want to shop, even if it wasn't for the products that the person was showing or the newest thing. Just because I didn't want to buy that, it still led me to want to shop in general. So I definitely used this hobby as an excuse to buy more things than I ever would have needed or ever will need in my life. So I'm trying not to feel that way anymore. And a lot of people, I'm sure, that have beauty-centric YouTube channels, if you get money for your videos, it would make sense to like put it back into your business if this was your job. And I would say that that's very important, to keep reinvesting in your business if this is your business, but this is not my business. This is my hobby. I'm so fortunate, like I said, to make a little bit of money on the side, which would nowhere near be able to support me and like let me quit my job or something. But it's really cool to have a little bit of a cushion every month to put towards, if I want to have, like when I'm going on a trip or something, I can put that money towards that. I highly recommend finding a hobby or a part-time job or something that will make you a little bit extra money if you can fit it into your schedule. And this is just like the most fun hobby ever. And it's just really cool that YouTube will pay creators, even small creators like myself, to post videos. And it just really, it's really, really cool to have a hobby like this. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to put money where you need it as opposed to buying things that you want, because that's been something that I've really struggled with for most of my teenage and adult life. And I'm really happy, like I've said a million times, that I've changed my ways and my thinking of all this type of money situation and just everything that has to do with spending, shopping, saving. So much of what I used to think, I don't think that anymore, and it's not an easy change, especially if you're someone that has always been prone to spending and prone to shopping. But it can happen, but the only way it can happen is if you work towards it and you really push yourself to believe that you can do it. And there was of course times that I was like, there's no point even trying, I'll always be a spender, I'll always shop more than I save. And once you don't let yourself think that, like, don't be your own enabler. Don't enable yourself to do something that literally can have life-changing consequences. If you're not responsible about your finances, that really, really affects you in the future. So don't enable yourself to feel like you'll never change, no matter what it's about. If it's about money, if it's about another bad habit that you have, don't enable yourself. And that's very hard to do, but it's a slow process. And I know that you can get there too, because I seriously was such a shopaholic. It's very hard to still not want to shop. I really have been getting a little itch to go to Home Goods, and I want to go there today, and I might go there, but it's kind of going to be a test to see if I cannot buy stuff that I don't need, because I'm sure I don't need anything, but I might just do something else. I've been watching Suits a lot. I finally figured out that season 5 is on USA Network's website, the whole season, so I've been binge watching that, and I took a walk this morning because it's so beautiful outside. And that's something that I figured out, that when you have other hobbies and other interests that do not revolve around spending money or just shopping, going out to a store just to shop, then you won't be tempted to shop when you're not focused on it. And if that's your only hobby, shopping, because that was a big hobby of mine before, once you cut that out, it will make such a huge difference. So next week, what I want to talk about with you guys is kind of around that same idea of not always having to spend money to have fun or be included in stuff. So I'm really excited about that because it's been another topic that's been on my mind recently. So I hope you guys stay tuned. This has been so much fun to do a weekly finance chat type of video, and I've gotten so much out of you guys' comments and questions and advice. I just love it so much, and I know that a lot of you guys have been enjoying this series as well, and I want to keep it up for as long as I come up with ideas, and I'm pretty sure that'll be for a long time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I seriously appreciate any moment you spend with me, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.